Hello again. So in this video, I'm going to talk about letting your brushes soak in the water. What? Yes. You will hear people say, don't let your brushes soak in the water. You can't do that. But I'm here to tell you, I've been doing it for a very, very long time. Now, there are, some brushes I don't do that. But I'm going to explain why I do let my brushes hang out in the water for longer than they probably should, and how that's okay, and what brushes I have found are okay for doing that, and other brushes that I wouldn't do that with. So I don't have ADHD, but most artists probably do have a bit of that to some degree, because I like to work on something, or something I've been working on for a while, and then I like to switch and go do something else. And so I have some polymer clay stuff over here, and then sometimes I'm over at my computer doing stuff. I make some glass jars that are way over there. So I do a bunch of different stuff. So while I'm working, I may need to let something dry on a painting, and so I'll put my brushes down. I'm not ready to clean up and call it quits yet, so I just let them hang out in the water. Then I'll go do something else, maybe do some baking, whatever, and then I can come back. And the brushes are just wet and they're just ready to go. So I just would swish them around, dry them off on my super absorbent paper towel, and then I'm ready to go. Because they're already soft because of the wetness and pliable. I don't have to when you first start out for the day, your brushes can be dry, and then you got to get them a little wet. They're just, ready to work for me. So the thing I do, though, is I would recommend having a cup like this that has the little, you can't see it because of the dirty water, but it has little placeholders in there for the brushes so that they can hang out at an angle. Now, I usually may use this compartment, and inside there is a little stair-step grid where you can rake the paint off. But the brushes can hang out at an angle. They're not being pushed up against the side, so they won't get misshapen. That's really, if you had them standing up in a jar, wet, eventually they would kind of bend and get that curve in them, and you don't want that. I do not, however, let my fine liner, for that reason, soak, because it would bend and get misshapen. So it's really easy to clean off real quick and just put over here in the dryer. The other brushes that I sometimes will let soak, but not for too long, are my favorite brushes. And these are my Princeton Catalyst. They have a very firm bristle, and it seems counterintuitive, but even with that stiff bristle, they give a good soft blending. So this painting right here was done, still working on it, I gotta put some details, was done mostly with my Princeton Catalyst brushes right here. These are my favorite go-tos. I also used the fine liner for tiny detail, which is just a generic fine liner. I don't know what it is. It's like Royal Langnickel or something. Now, the brushes that I found soak the best and never get harmed are the ones that are plastic. They have the plastic handle and the rubber grip. The wooden brushes tend to come apart because the water gets up in the ferrule and separates the ferrule from the handle, and they'll get loose, and that's a bummer. However, duct tape does work. I duct tape brushes, and they hold together no problem. There's no wobbling, no nothing. Duct tape is awesome. But these, if you can get these brushes, and this is just a generic one that I probably got at the craft store or just on Amazon. They're called Comfort Grip, something or other. And you can see there's a film of paint, but just wipe it off and you're ready to go. So I like these brushes if I want to like let them hang out in the water. Seeing this one, I haven't used it yet today, so it's dry from my last cleaning. Eventually I will take all the brushes down to my sink and give them a good wash. And then they hang out ready for the next battle. Now, I use my good brushes for my fine painting, but all these brushes over here, I have so many. When I'm doing art journaling, I'll be putting on medium, I'll be putting on different colors, and so I just grab another brush as I'm going, trying to work fast and on several pages, and so I just then set them down in here and then grab the next brush, and that's why I have so many right here. But like I said, to me, it just doesn't hurt to let them soak. You can see that it builds up a little paint film on it, but that just washes off, and if I go down and do the soap scrub, they're good to go. So that's just me. It's personal preference. So don't be afraid to let them hang out. It's okay. Just make sure, like I said, they're kind of on an angle and not pressed up against something so that they'll get all bent, funky. You only really have that problem if you have brushes with longer bristles. They'll tend to kind of curve like that. But most of the regular, like, flats will be okay. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Later.